How you doing, guys? My name is Angel Cisneros, or Angel Cisneros. I know it's hard to pronounce, and my name has been a controversy for almost 4 years. I don't care if you call me Angel. I know Angel is hard. Some people call me Angel, Anton, But I'm grateful to have the opportunity to talk to you this morning about my life and my 4 years experience here in Judson. And before I do that, I want to talk about my background. I'm a senior in double major in business administration and accounting. I was a former baseball player. I played here 4 years in our baseball team, and I'm an international student from Panama. I'm from Panama, but I was born in Cuba, and let me explain how that works. I was born in Cuba in a really small town called Colón. It's in the northwest side of the Cuban island. And my parents got divorced when I was little. My mother and my little sister and I moved to my parents' house back in Cuba. And a terrible accident happened back then. My grandfather died in a car accident. And 2 weeks after he died, my uncle, who was only 28 years old, died of a heart attack. So my mother, my grandma, my little sister and I were just alone back in Cuba. But my aunt, who married a guy from Panama, moved to Panama after college. So she decided to send us a letter, invitation letter to come to Panama, and we did. We moved to Panama in 1996, especially because of all the political issues in Cuba and all the bad living conditions that we had back then. We lived in a really poor side of Cuba. So we moved to Panama, and in Panama we were illegal immigrants. My mother, even though she had a chemical engineering degree, she had to work 2 jobs. She was a cleaning lady for a house and a cleaning lady for a beauty salon. She had to work 2 jobs in order to support our family. My grandma took care of me and my little sister, and I started playing baseball. It was great. I thought it was amazing. I didn't have to do my homework sometimes, so that was a good part about baseball. And I got to represent the country of Panama 5 times in 5 different categories. And in 2002, I was part of the team who got the first bid to represent Latin America in the Little League World Series. And those of you guys who don't know about the Little League World Series, it's a big deal here in the United States. And I actually have a picture for my baseball teammates because they didn't believe me. But I did. I was in the Little League World Series, and this was a great experience for me. After this tournament, I thought, man, I really want to go to the United States. This is what I want to do for a living. I want to be a professional ball player. I thought this was great. I was on TV, I was on ESPN, and because we made it to the last game, we lost against a team from Georgia, but I thought it was great. I had pizza and hot dogs and cheeseburger every day and soda. For me, it was really funny how people could try to talk to me in English. So I said, I want to go to the United States. I want to play baseball and learn English. This is what I want to do for a living. And I went back home. Didn't work out that well. I kept playing baseball, and in 2005, in one of the national tournaments that we have, and I have other pictures, that's the World Series final game. One of the national tournaments, I hurt my shoulder, I hurt my rotator cuff, and as a catcher, you're always throwing, so pretty much my baseball career was done. My doctor told me that I had to stop playing baseball, and I said, man, this is it. I'm done with my life. I don't know what I want to do from now on. And 6 months after that, my old coach from Panama called me and said, hey, Angel, there's this coach from the United States who's coming to the city, and he's going to have a tryout for different players here. Why don't you go and try? You probably make it. And I said, Coach, I haven't practiced. I'm out of shape. My shoulder is hurting. I don't think I'm going to make it. It's like, just go and try it, man. You never know. And I said, well, okay, I think about it. I thought about it, and I was like, well, I'll probably go. I might get a free T-shirt, free United States, free U.S. T-shirt. So I said, okay, I'm gonna talk with my mother, and she said, She said, Papi, I think you're gonna make it. You know, I have faith in God that you're gonna, she's a huge believer. And she said, you're gonna make it. You know, you just need to have a little faith and you go. I think you're gonna make it. I said, Mom, it's okay, you know, don't worry. And she's like, well, how about you pray before you try out and you go confidence that you're gonna make it and you will make it. I said, okay, I do that. So I went to the tryout, I prayed before that, and I don't know how, but I was picked with other 4 players to come to Judson University, Judson College at that time. And I did really good in my tryout, I did amazing. It was a 2-day tryout. My arm didn't hurt. I performed really, really well. And I was picked to come to some school in the United States. I didn't pick Judson. I didn't want to come to Judson. I never did the research, the college research and all that you students do. They picked me. So I had to do a lot of paperwork and a lot of application. I had to pass the TOEFL test. That's a test for international students who wants to study abroad. And that test is really hard. I failed it a couple times. I barely passed it. My last time, I got 552 points out of 550 that Judson requires to come. So I don't ask me how I did it. I don't even know. So I came here to Judson in the fall of 2006. It was like meant to be. It was like one of those movies that you see on TV when the guy's like all hurt and it's not gonna keep going. But I came here to Judson and I was really excited. I ended up going to Midway Airport and I couldn't communicate with my advisor, my international advisor, so he went to O'Hare. He went to pick me up in O'Hare and I had to wait in Midway 5 hours before they picked me up. And it was because I couldn't communicate. My English was really basic. I knew how to say my name is and I'm from. I had some English classes in high school, like you guys probably had Spanish in high school. You guys probably know how to say hola, ¿cómo estás? And, you know, and it was the same thing for me. I knew how to say my name is and I'm from and basic English. So my first 2-3 weeks were really hard here in Judson. I walked into Wilson Hall, and at that time they were rebuilding the building, and my room didn't have no window, and I didn't know how to say, hey, I don't have no window in my room. So it was preview week. I didn't see anybody around, and I had to stay there for a week like that. But I had a hard time my first weeks. I called my mother and I told her, Mom, I'm going home. You know, I hate this place. I can't talk to anybody. I can't even play baseball because as a catcher, you have to communicate with your teammates and with your pitcher, and you have to call plays, and I wasn't able to do so. And I remember my teammates always make fun of me because they said that when I came, they asked me, so Angel, how was your flight? And I said, yes. And yeah, they were like, well, what's your favorite food? Good. Yes. And they were like, Coach, really? This guy's gonna play for us? And it was tough. I called my mother and I told her, Mom, I want to go home. I can't talk to anybody. My arm is hurting. I don't like the food right now. It's cold. It's really cold, and I have to go to this type of church every 3 times a week, you know. And I can even dance, Mom. Like, in our culture, dancing is a big deal. That's all we do. We just made up a reason to dance and have a party and invite friends over and things like that. If it's your dog's birthday or a cat birthday, you have a party and dance. So I hate it here, to be honest. And my mom told me, well, I don't have the money right now to pay for your ticket to come back. How about you stay and work, find some money, you stay for a while, pray. I have faith that you're gonna be okay. You're gonna survive. I said, Mom, pray. I pray every day in class. And she said, it's okay. You'll be fine. Just have faith, and you're gonna make it. I say, okay. Well, my first class in Judson was sociology with Professor Johnson. And those of you who have not taken a class with Professor Johnson, he goes and start writing like crazy all over the board, and you don't know what he's actually talking about. So I had no clue how I was gonna pass my classes, but I did pray. I did pray and ask God to help me. And I remember I came here to chapel, and that day they were talking about faith, and I was really interested about what they were talking about, and they were talking about. And I went home and I translate the verse, and it was the Matthew 17:20. It talks about, because you have so little faith, I tell you that if you have faith as a size of a mustard seed, you can achieve what it seems impossible. So I said, well, I'm maybe going to stay for a little while and have faith that I'm going to make it. And everything just cleared up. Everything was great after that. I had people helping me. I had my teammates translating things for me. I bought a tape recorder, and I record my classes, and then I would take it to them to see if I needed to study for a class or anything like that. I have several people inviting me to their house to have dinner for Thanksgiving when I didn't have a place to go. I have people helping me buy my books. I have people who gave money for me to come to Judson, and it was just amazing how people just opened up. My teammates were great. My grandma passed away when I was here, and I didn't have money to go back home for her funeral. And they just came and say, hey, we gathered together and we raised the money for you to go home, so you can say goodbye to your grandma. And that was just amazing. I will never forget that. She was an important part of my life. She raised me and taught me how to do everything in life, how to cook and clean and be a respectful man. And so Judson has been great to me. And I think it was because I had just a little faith that I was going to survive, that I was going to make it until I graduate. So I want to leave you guys with a thought. We all have needs and wants. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter if you are smart, if you think you're smart, if you think you're a dummy, if you think you're a party boy, if you think you're like great or not, you always have needs and wants. And the only formula that works to meet those needs and wants, and it's just having a little faith in God, just knowing that He's going to help you achieve what you want in life. So today I just want to leave you with that thought. I think it's always good for somebody to remind you to have a little faith in your life. Actually, yesterday, and this is not part of my speech for today, but yesterday, my mom has been trying to apply for a visa to come to my graduation ceremony. She applied in April, but she hasn't still got her visa. And she called me in the morning. She said, "Bobby, I'm desperate right now. I really want to see you, and I really want to go there." And they still have not called me. And I said, "Mom, relax. Everything's going to be fine. Just have a little faith, and you'll see that this is, it's going to come through." And, I felt good because my mom is always telling me what to do and telling me to have faith and stuff. So I told her this time. So I felt like I was growing. I'm a grown-up man now. And it was amazing because 3 hours later, she called me and she said, "Guess what? I got a call from the U.S. Embassy and my visa got accepted." And I said, "Wow, that's, yeah, thank you." So it's always good to be reminded that you only need a little faith to achieve things in life. And that was a great example there. So remember, guys, no matter what happened in your life, no matter how many issues you have to face, no matter if you speak the language or not, or if you're in an environment that you don't like, or if you have a big test, or if you can't find a job, if you're in a tough economic position, if you have just a little faith in God, in Jesus, you're gonna make it through. He's not requiring for you to do the impossible. He's just requiring for you to have little faith to make it. And I guarantee you will make it. It's I call it a perfect formula. It always works. So thank you again for your time, and God bless you.